Hey internet, welcome to Worldview Everlasting, your favorite YouTube addiction, and this is your daily fix. In case you missed it last night, the Broncos stomped the Panthers, good old boy Peyton Manning walked off to kiss his wife and have a few buds, and Cam Newton stormed out of the press conference exhibiting the commonplace narcissistic rage, all too average, among a generation raised on false promises that you can be and have whatever you want as long as you try hard enough, and try hard enough often meaning throw a fit until your parents give it to you. The ability to handle defeat and failure is a radically absent attribute that a former civilization would have called character. Lost in the Shadows was a not exactly high culture Doritos commercial that accidentally went so far as to humanize an embryo in the womb. And it is a bit funny to think of an infant in the womb hungering for that oh so tasty chemically processed cheese chip. But the real heart of the matter, as demonstrated in an article by Molly Hemingway at The Federalist, is the politically correct pro-choice fascist insanity that can't even take a joke without reading into it a politically charged attack on the rights of a woman to murder her baby. Something we all should of course know is unacceptable in civilized company. But it gets even better when later, after another advertisement demonstrates that some children are actually born 9 months after Super Bowl night, and heartily connects this to a parent's love for their favorite team, NARAL could not help itself again, but lift up the banner of fear of babies and tweet the ever so classy, "More Super Bowl babies, get thee an IUD." I mean, seriously, do we want to actually stop existing as the human race? There were all of 35 kids in that commercial. This bizarre hatred for our own children, of course, demonstrates the moral bankruptcy of a culture built on the will to power and the lust for pleasure, divorced from any need of virtue or character. And it's not entirely disconnected from the recent events involving major military leaders in the United States beginning to advocate the registration of women in the selective service for drafting in time of war, citing of course the politically correct gender neutrality and bizarre belief that equality under the law equals equality of capability. Of course, the only way to make equality of capability exist between men and women is to steal from women their ability or desire to have children, because having children is what makes them not equal from men. Not in a negative sense, so far as Christianity is concerned, for Christianity has always perceived the life-giving ability of the mother to be one of the greatest gifts God has given mankind at all. Interestingly, this was prophesied by political theorist Alec de Tocqueville when writing of the American democratic process and what he foresaw. One can easily conceive that in thus striving to equalize one sex with the other, one degrades them both, and that from this coarse mixture of nature's works, only weak men and distributable women can ever emerge. I'll leave you to decide whether storming out of a press conference or tweeting about how babies should be avoided is a fulfillment of those words, and point you instead to what might be the societal impact if we should actually draft into war nearly all women and men from ages 18 to 25. Put them on the front lines and cease bearing children altogether for 3 to 5 years. Can you imagine what radical destruction that could have upon our economy when that 7-year gap of humans ceases to be? That's what happens when an ideology based on willfulness sets itself against reality and is unable to even comprehend the house it tears down with its own hands. But at the end of the day, as always, all of this should call to mind for you as a Christian how you are a stranger in this strange land, a foreigner who no longer belongs to the civilizations of this age, who while here are to in fact pray for them, be taxed by them, and serve them as the best of your ability allows, but who does not put your hope in this world, but in the world to come, which has been purchased for you by the blood atonement of Jesus. As we look in the face of Fat Tuesday tomorrow, heading into Ash Wednesday, perhaps consider fasting not from cupcakes, but from the idolatrous belief that the worldview around you in America is no threat to your hope for the life of the world to come. Catch you tomorrow. Rock on.